And Greystone also is in Sheffield, UK. That'd be fantastic. Oh, Peyton.
Yeah.
Stop. Don't move. There's a Bigfoot in the background.
I'm Reverend Peyton from Reverend Payton's Big Damn Band, and y'all are watching the UK Americana Bar Show.
I kiss a mice, she does the dishes. I'm spoiled rotten by my missus. Hot roasting kisses, so delicious. She's at the front door with some kisses. I've been gone all day just catching fishes. Hot roasting kisses, so delicious.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the UK Americana Bar Show. Thank you for joining us. We really do appreciate it. We need more subscribers, so please join us, comment, like, come follow us. You know, we've got some great material coming for you in the future. It's all good stuff. And don't forget, hey, we've got a new website. How about that? So look, bringing you part 2 of the interview I did with Reverend Payton and his Big Damn Band. Currently on tour in Europe, here in the UK also, in June, July. You've got to check him out. He's such a fantastic live act, you can't believe it. He was telling us all about his new album, Honeysuckle, and how he wanted to keep it less is more. He felt it was very, very emotional, how it came out, very deep and emotional. Telling us about all the star-studded players on the album and working with his wife. So, part 2, Reverend Payton from the Big Damn Band with Honeysuckle. Part 2, check him out. And don't forget to subscribe.
I wanted to kind of make a record that was a little bit more, I don't know, emotional maybe?
Sure.
That might sound silly, but
that's what it sounds like. You took the words out of my mouth. It sounds very emotional. It really does.
So I kind of wanted that. I wanted to mine those more emotional sort of situations rather than just stories or thoughts that I've had. I wanted to feel very, very emotional and kind of stick to that. And we have some really cool special guests on there. The McCrary sisters, they're probably the best gospel group on the planet.
Yeah.
Michael Cleveland is probably the best fiddle player on the planet, and that's one of those times where I told you I was going to be very, very conservative with the notes. Only the notes that were necessary and no more, except for the song I did with Michael Cleveland. I played every note there was.
Part 2.
Because he is so good on the fiddle, I knew I was going to have to come with the thunder. So we were just picking our asses off what we were doing on that song. But and then my buddy Colton Crawford from the Dead South, he's on there playing banjo on one song.
That's right, yeah. I read that, yeah.
And Billy Branch, Hall of Fame blues harmonica player, just a legend who has gotten to play with several times on different festivals and things around the world. And I just find him to be a very, very fascinating person beyond just a wonderful musician.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Tell me a bit more about the band members.
Yeah, so on the Washboard Breezy, who's my wife. She's been, of course, with me since the very beginning.
Right.
We've been together since I was 19, and we've been playing music together pretty much just about that long. And
she's your wife, yeah?
Yes, she's my wife. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. And we've been sort of lucky that we've been able to do this together and tour around. And every now and then someone's like, "What's it like touring with your wife?" And it's like, "Well, it's great. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I think they're wanting some drama." We've had some like reality TV show people come at me wanting to do some of those reality shows, and I basically shoot them all away because I didn't want that to be what I did. I think all that stuff's fake and overly dramatic and just kind of bad. And I told him, I said, "Look," I said, "my wife and I get along. We get along." I said, if you're looking for drama in that way,
you ain't gonna get it here.
I'm like, our drama happens because we are on the road so much and we find ourselves in these crazy adventures. I said, but normally when things go right, it goes like this. We get up, we head to the show. We have an awesome show where everybody loves it, and we experience this synergy with the crowd that's magical. And then we go and we do it again. And my wife and I, Breezy, we just don't have super drama. You know what I mean?
Does it get any more wonderful than that?
No, I don't think so. I think that's kind of that's
well
it.
Well done you. That's fantastic.
And on the drums is Jacob the Snake of Powell, who is we've had various people fill that role, and Jacob is doing a fine job. He's definitely the best at harmony vocals of anybody we've ever had.
Cool.
In that chair. And you can hear him on this record. His harmonies are wonderful. It really helps fill things out.
Yeah.
And over the years too, as I've just gotten better at writing songs and building songs up. And I mean, we started off like we were just bumpkins. You know what I mean? Like I never had like my dad wasn't rich. I didn't have access to studios and this kind of stuff. So we had to learn as we went. We were full of drive, and we were full of passion, and we were full of potential in the beginning. And I think the last couple of records, the last several tours, we finally are living up to that potential, and we finally have come into our own. And I think maybe it took longer because we didn't have that like famous last name, opening doors for us. So we had to do it legit. There was no big song in a movie. There was no rich guy throwing money at us. No major label. It was we got in the vehicle. We toured, and we went out and we found people one fan at a time.
It's funny, because Dave Grohl out of the Foo Fighters said the same thing. Dave Grohl said, to be a real band or an artist, you've got to jump in the back of the van and go off to go out there to the world, go to the gigs and get it on. That's the only way you learn your trade. So, this new kind of quick fix fame, if you like, doesn't really cut it. You really got to do groundwork, So I get what you're saying.
Hearing stories too, like a lot of times someone will have like a big song on Reels and TikToks and stuff like that, and have a big TikTok goes famous, big reel, whatever, and then they go out and they can't do it live because so much of what they have put out was edited in it was vocal corrected before they put it on the up there.
Yeah, crazy.
It's not really, it's not really a real representation of what they are. No. And, our records are recorded live to tape. When people come to the show, they go, oh, this sounds like the record. I'm like, well, it should, because that's how we did it.
Exactly.
It was the three of us sat there in front of microphones and we played it. And, it's even better live because now there's an audience that we get to feed off of. It's better live because most of the time these songs have now been played in front of people so many times they have reached new heights.
Yes, absolutely. And a young audience. You've got a young audience as well with you.
Yeah, it's definitely, if you look at the demographics, it's one of the youngest audiences in the blues world.
Right,
which is really cool, and I'm proud of that. And I think it's because, and not to knock anybody, because there's some great blues artists out here also doing this, but I think that to make music that matters, you have to make music that is alive and it's now. You can't just go and say, hey, we're going to regurgitate the same thing that was done before and try to sell that as just pure nostalgia.
Well, I'm pain, scream out loud. 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 Well, I'm so misunderstood, but I'm trying to be good. I'm pain, scream out loud. Scream out loud. Scream out loud. Scream out loud. I'm pain, I'm pain, I'm pain,
Sorry to stop you, Peyton, but we had Hannah Dasher in here a couple of weeks ago, and it was interesting what she had to say. The studio album wasn't actually what she wanted. They wanted something more live and raw, and so she redid it live. And I get what she was trying to say. Before you leave us, if you don't, Reverend, we've got a spot on the show called On The Spot. Have you heard about it?
Well, let me know. What do I have to do? I'm on the spot now.
Oh, you're on the spot. Well, okay. So look, you can either tell me a joke, or I can ask you a question. What would you like?
Ask me a question.
Ask you a question. You haven't got a joke? Come
Well,
on,
maybe, but I know my joke. I don't know your question. Now
Okay, here comes the question. Where's my question? This is live. Here comes the question then, Reverend.
Okay, all right. I'm nervous.
But I'm nervous as well, actually. This is a good one, though. This is really good. You're going to love this.
All right.
So, what is the world record for the most blues artists that perform in one performance? Is it A, 100 people, B, 500 people, or C, 1,000 people? What is the most amount of people, blues artists, that performed in one gig at one night, one performance? 100, 500, or 1,000?
And this is a real record.
Real question.
All right. Now, do I get to know where it was or what the show was?
Okay, I can give you something. It was in the UK.
Okay. It was in the UK.
500 or 1,000?
I'm gonna say 500.
So you're playing safe.
Yeah, a little bit right in the middle.
Well, you're wrong. It was 1,000.
Where was it at?
It was in the West End of London, called the Blues Kitchen.
Okay.
And you've got to get there. It's fantastic. It's a big spot. 1,000 blues artists in one night. How
That's
about that?
Cool. How'd they filing through? I was just trying to think the logistics.
I don't know. I mean, I suppose it was just turning up and going out the back door. Turning up, going out the back door. Just carried on, you know. So, Reverend, you're coming over to the UK on tour in June. I've got some of the dates here. We've got Newcastle on the 24th of June. 25th of June, you've got Glasgow. Beautiful parts of the world, actually. June the 26th in Leeds. Big hot spot for blues music. London the 27th of June. Norwich the 28th. The 29th of June is in Sheffield. And Greystone also is in Sheffield, UK. That'd be fantastic. Oh, Peyton.
Yeah.
Stop. Don't move. There's a Bigfoot in the background. Have you heard about our Bigfoot, Berni?
No.
Yeah, we have a Bigfoot on the show. Hang on, let me get her. Berni.
The UK.
Hey, Reverend. Look, Berni's here. Say hello to Berni. This is Reverend Payton. Can you see her? She always says hello to the guests. Thank you, Berni. It's okay. I think your Bigfoot is gone now. We see you on the 27th in London at the 100 Club. I've been down to the 100 Club. Have you been? You haven't been there yet, have you?
I don't think we've been to the 100 Club yet. No,
mate, you're in for a treat. The owner, his name is Stephen. He pulled me, said, let me show you something. And he pulled me around to this. It's a small place, but it's a big place. I mean, they've all been there. You know, B.B. King's been there. The Stones have been there. You name it. And he showed me this picture on the wall with him and the Sex Pistols.
That's awesome.
Yeah, crazy. You're going to love that, mate. You're going to love it.
That's awesome.
Well, look, that's about it. Unless you've got a joke.
No, I'm good.
Oh, come on.
My jokes are all. When you put me on, I was thinking about that when you said. I was like, all my jokes I can think of right now are terrible.
Listen, Reverend Payton, been fantastic speaking to you. I really do appreciate you taking the time. And perhaps when you get over to the UK, maybe we can catch up with you somewhere on the road. Would that be good?
That would be.
Ladies and gentlemen, isn't he now? I told you it's fantastic. Reverend Payton, everybody. Thank you, Reverend. Really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you again soon.
That would be wonderful. I would love that. Please do. Please stay in touch.